Welcome back to Ridge Haven Homestead. We're in our kitchen again and we are celebrating our garden's bounty. I'm so glad that we are getting an abundance of cucumbers. They kind of come steadily. We're not getting barrels full, but I have enough to make a batch of refrigerator pickles. Now these are lemon-dill refrigerator pickles. There is no vinegar. My husband and I are a little bit sensitive to vinegar. We don't like to use it in our cooking. So instead of vinegar, we're using lemon juice. This is a recipe that we're not canning. There are recipes for lemon juice pickles that you can, but this takes no processing whatsoever. It just sits in your refrigerator and you take them out. So they're not going to last a long time, but they're so good that you're probably not going to let them last anyway. So let me read you the ingredients and let's get started. This is lemon-dill refrigerator pickles. I got this from a friend of mine at church and I've made it many times and it's super delicious. We are going to use water. We're going to use bottled lemon juice, canning or kosher salt. I actually use the Himalayan pink salt and it works just fine. If you're worried about the water getting cloudy, then use a canning salt because it doesn't have any additives. But the Himalayan pink salt, it adds a nice flavor. It will make your water slightly pink, but that's okay with me. You're going to need garlic, onions, and dill weed, and then of course cucumbers. So let's get started. Welcome to Ridge Haven Homestead. From the mountains of Upper East Tennessee, we share snippets of our off-grid life, cabin build, and garden blessings. Pour yourself a cup of tea, sit back, and take a peek into our off-grid home and family. What you're also going to need for this recipe are various sizes of jars, depending on what your needs are. I have gotten a couple of quart jars out. I like to use wide mouths, but I don't always have them. And I actually like to use this kind of jar that has the clasp lid on it. This is great for pickles. So I have this one. I think I have some more around the house, but I don't know where they are. So this is what we're using. As I usually do when I make this recipe, when I go through the recipes with you, I'm going to go through a single recipe, and then if we need to double or triple it or whatever, according to how many cucumbers we have, we can adjust those things as we go. So the first thing we want to do is we want to slice 8 cups of cucumbers. Now the recipe says slice them thinly. Personally, I think you can slice them thinly or thickly, whichever ones you like the best. So I think the thing to do first is to slice the cucumbers because that will tell you how much of the brine that you need to make. So for every 8 cups, we're going to use 1 recipe. Well, a note about the cucumbers. You can use different sizes of cucumbers. Of course, if your cucumbers are bigger, they're going to have bigger seeds. I think it's ideal to use smaller cucumbers, and the pickling kind is great. You can actually even use them like this, these little bitty ones, and you can pickle them whole if you like to. For these, I'm going to be slicing them, and you don't have to peel them because you don't have to peel pickles. It's helpful if you have a bowl or a container that tells you the measurements. This bowl happens to hold 2 quarts, so this will be an easy way to tell how many I should make. These cucumbers have been washed. So far it looks like we're going to get more than the 8 cups. We have almost 4 quarts here so far. So we're right at 4 quarts, so that's a double recipe, and I have a few more to slice. I didn't think I quite had that many, but I wasn't really sure how many we would get. My plan in the garden was to plant some cucumbers and then plant some more a couple weeks later and keep them growing in a succession so that we are not running out. And I have done that, but it doesn't seem like my second round has been growing very well. So I really need to go sow some more because I don't want these to just peter out and that be done. Seems like cucumbers kind of do that. They come all at once and then you have to have more planted, otherwise you're going to be out of luck. Just a couple more. I don't think I mentioned the one other ingredient that we need, and that's dill. I've been growing dill and I harvested some yesterday. I just don't have a tremendous amount of it coming. And so yesterday I went ahead and sowed some seeds inside so that hopefully we can get some more growing. In a couple of my jars, I am going to use these very small zucchini. I'm just going to slice them up into my cucumbers, and surprisingly they taste pretty similar once they get pickled. So these were two that were not getting used yet, and they look enough like cucumbers where some of my guys might not even notice. The texture is slightly different. They're not quite as crunchy, but then when they get in the brine, they become pretty good. But I do feel like the cucumbers stay a little bit more crunchy. This is a 6-quart bowl, so we have 6 quarts of cucumbers. And now I already have the dill picked. And just because I like to add other flavors, I also did pick some garlic chives that I like to add as well. It adds a nice flavor to it. And the last times I have used garlic chives in them, and it makes it pretty good. So I'm gonna snip some of those in there. We are ready to make the brine now. Well, no, we have to slice an onion first. For every recipe, you're gonna need 1 large onion. Okay, the recipe calls for thickly sliced, so just some like nice onion ring size slices. It adds something pretty to the mix, as well as some really good flavor. You can add yellow onions, red onions, white onions, whatever kind you like, but I think the red ones look really pretty. Makes a nice contrast. We have the onions. We do need garlic. Garlic adds a wonderful flavor. So I'm laughing because our garlic is pretty small. We grew some garlic in the garden this year. It overwintered, but it came out small, so that's how it is. So for every recipe, you want 2 cloves of garlic, so I would need 4. And I probably just use all of them because they're so small. You can peel your cloves of garlic, but you don't need to chop them. Wow, I'm getting some of the whiff of this onion and it's making my eyes water. A lot. Okay, I'm gonna put my garlic with my onions here. I finally got all my garlics peeled. It took me a while. Okay, what we want to do now is we want to mix up our brine. We are going to use water and lemon juice. I like to mix these things in a pitcher. I'm just going to mix them in my Vitamix blender bottle. I'm going to add my water. So 2 cups of water, 1 cup of lemon juice for each recipe. Okay, 1 more cup of lemon juice. So I'm doubling this and I'm adding 2 cups of lemon juice. For every recipe, I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of salt. So I'm going to add 1/2 cup of my salt. Basically, you just want to dissolve the salt in here. The good news is if you make a little bit too much brine and you don't need it this time, you can store it in the fridge and then just use it next time. All we have to do is pack our cucumbers into the jars with our spices and then pour the brine over it. Okay, you can pack your cucumbers in. Add a couple of slices of onions. Add some dill to each jar. And then make sure you add some garlic cloves. And then more cucumbers. Snip them in there. Everybody likes these pickles. They are so delicious. So good. Okay, you can pack them in there as tightly as you can get them because they will shrink a little bit when they've been sitting for a little while. Okay, so that one's packed pretty well. I could put another onion on top here. The onion just adds really nice flavor. Okay, and so then you're going to take all your beautiful pickles and you're going to pour the brine over them until you fill your jar up. Tell me when it's full. You were supposed to tell me. Okay, now we're just going to close it up and we will store this in the refrigerator. Probably at least up to a week, but I don't think they're going to last a week. And you can gift these. I would let them sit in your refrigerator for probably at least overnight so that they can get the nice flavor and then eat them and enjoy. Let's go fill up these other jars. Okay, I have found that quart jars, if you use mayonnaise jar lids, they work really well. There you have it. I finally got all the jars filled. I wasn't really expecting to have this many, so I got 6 quarts, and then I have this, it's probably like 1.5 quarts. It's looking really good, and now I have to see if I have room in my refrigerator for all these, but that's not going to be a problem. This is going to give me ample amounts to share. I have certain guys in my life who love to eat these pickles, so I hope that you try them. It's just a great way to use up your cucumbers, and it doesn't take a long time. You don't have to get all the canner and everything. So this is quick and easy. It's surprisingly refreshing, and I hope that you love them. Let me know if you try them. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, stay safe, be well, enjoy your garden, and may God bless you.